Welcome to the Cassandra Show. It's now time for breaking news. We've got some interesting news today. So Judge Ural Glanville has officially been taken off the YSL RICO case. Judge Rachel Cross made this decision because of some serious allegations of misconduct and concerns about whether he could be impartial. This is a pretty big deal, y'all, especially since this trial has been a roller coaster already. Yes. We've seen the longest jury selection in Georgia's history. Wow. A juror and a lawyer getting arrested, and even one of the defendants getting stabbed. Woo. This is absolutely crazy, right?
Nuts to think.
Just to think, what a time to be alive. Listen, let's go to this next story. All right, let's talk about something shocking, again, that happened this weekend. There was an attempted assassination on the life of former President Donald Trump, who was shot. Ooh, and it looks like the bullet just grazed his ear. He walked away with his ear bleeding, but still had his fist in the air. Now, no matter what your political belief is, nobody wants to see anyone get hurt in this process. President Biden made a statement afterwards thanking the Secret Service for getting Trump to safety and saying there's no place for this kind of violence. And we wholeheartedly agree here at TSS. There is no place for this kind of violence. What do you guys think about this entire situation, FTC?
It's absolutely shocking, to say the least.
To say the least.
Yeah, I received the message of the link to see what happened, and I was shocked at what I was. It's Trump. He's caused a lot of scenes, pulled a lot of stunts in the last few years, but I was like, this looks like it's real. So just to witness that myself and with my family in these days and age, 2024 has been acting a fool.
Yes, it is so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate. I believe the last attempted assassination on a president of the United States was President Ronald Reagan. And it's just so crazy to think that we've gotten to a point in our society where you think this is the only way to solve an issue. This is the beauty of America, y'all. The beauty of America is that we have freedom of speech, the right to bear arms. But with all of that comes incredible responsibility. So with that responsibility, the shooter that that they did unalive.
20 years old.
20 years old. What's going on at 20 years old that these kind of things are on your mind? I just don't know.
Yeah.
I saw an interview with a classmate of his, and he said that he was, the shooter was one who was always by himself. He was very quiet. People picked on him because he was very different. Yeah. And so now this is what we have, unfortunately. So in more Trump news, y'all, a judge dismissed the federal indictment against former President Trump on charges of mishandling classified documents. Wow. This is his second big legal win in less than a month, especially after that historic Supreme Court decision on immunity. Wow. So now all of that has been thrown out. I think y'all remember the case about him taking some papers, some documents, all of that stuff. We saw them in the bathroom at Mar-a-Lago, all of that a while back. Well, all of that has been thrown out.
Is this the 34 felonies?
No. I believe the 34 felonies were because of the situation with the hush money that he tried to pay Stormy Daniels.
Right.
I believe that is from the 34 felonies. This is another huge win, and this is, I believe, a week before the Republican National Convention is going to happen. So, y'all, next, more Trump news. Former President Trump has officially received enough votes at the RNC to become the Republican presidential nominee again. And one more Trump update. Trump has officially announced Ohio Senator J.D. Vance as his pick for vice president. No more Pence. Pence will not be running with him. Y'all, things are heating up. Senator J.D. Vance is his pick for vice president.
All right,
Do y'all know
Ohio.
anything about Senator Vance?
No.
Well, keep your eyes open and your ears because we're going to learn a lot in the next few. I mean, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, did we think that he was going to bring Pence in at all?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
You thought they would make amends after January 6th?
Yeah. I mean, this is a shock because I don't know anything about the senator from Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I was just leaving it up to what it would be.
Well, I guess we'll find out what it's going to be.
Watch
It's
this.
it's getting hotter every second. As Nelly would say, it's getting hot in here. All right, y'all. Enough of the serious talk. I don't know what time it is where you are, but baby, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Woo. Listen, before we jump into this tea, y'all, y'all give it up for my band, your band, our band, For the Culture. Y'all know we got Mr. Doc Reed on bass, Jonathan Parks on drums. Come on with that rhythm. Our music director, Chris Baptiste, on keys. They go by the name of For the Culture. Yes. All right. I love it. Y'all doing good today?
Yes, ma'am.
I know we've talked a little bit, but I just wanted to yell at the band. Y'all know we got to always make sure those men in black over there are doing quite
Much
well.
appreciated.
Yes,
Thanks
indeed,
so much.
indeed. So listen, joining us to sip and spill, y'all know how we do it on Mondays, is our girl, Carla Jones. Woo! Come on, lady. Hey, beautiful. Mwah. Mwah. I am great. How are you? You look stunning as ever. Hey, come on, let's do this. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, but we are dry today. Girl,
Hey,
how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Well, you look fabulous in this pink.
Well, thank you, honey.
You better come on with the hot pink.
I'm trying.
Yes, so a lot happened over the weekend.
Oh, my
First of
goodness.
all, Judge Ural Glanville has officially been taken off the YSL RICO
Has
case in
he?
Georgia. Mhm. Is this case ever going to end?
So that means he was found guilty, I guess, having those conversations.
He could be impartial. I don't know if they stated
Oh.
exactly what he did,
Okay.
but that he may be impartial.
This case is what, 1,000 days now?
It feels
When
like
is it going to wrap up?
I don't know. It's
So if they
definitely
get a
gotta,
new judge, does that prolong it even
of
more?
course.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I wonder if getting a new judge could actually get the case thrown out.
Now, that's a lot. That's a lot. I'm not going to say I don't know what's going on, but there's so many changes in this case
Yes.
that it makes you want to throw it out. I hate to
Yes,
say it
I
like
mean-
that. It's almost like, let's just throw it out and leave this alone because I
Correct.
don't know how many people really are involved. So how many people are they covering up for? It's a lot. It's
It's
taking
a lot, and
It's
I don't
taking a
think we're
lot.
going to really understand until the last day of it or when the movie comes out.
Because it sounds
'Cause
very
this is-
documentary.
When I tell you, this is a true story that we all want to see.
I'm sorry
you
about
know?
that, though. That's
I
just,
am
it
sorry
just
to
seems
hear.
like it's prolonged and
But
there's
you know
no
what?
justice.
I don't know if I'm sorry because we do want justice to happen. So if
Right.
they took the judge out because he may have been impartial to what's going on because of that meeting they say he may have
Right,
had,
right.
then they need to go.
That's true.
The judge
right.
needed to go. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying?
And at least they're being
You can't
thorough
have a
and
fair
they're trying to see
trial.
what's going on.
Correct.
It's very, very long.
This
It's
is long.
Extremely
Understand?
long.
That's
This is
right.
longer than OJ.
It is longer than the OJ trial,
else?
isn't it?
Yep.
I believe it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just
That's crazy.
Yo.
every turn is like a series on Netflix.
Yo.
It's just got some new turn.
And to quote J. Cole, first things first, rest in peace, Uncle Phil.
Oh yes,
Oh,
rest in peace.
Stop it.
You play
Stop
too
it
much.
now.
You play too much because I definitely.
Because you know, no, I wasn't buying into Chris.
Goodbye.
Chris, we gotta go to this next story.
Okay.
But Uncle Phil is gone.
He
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
So, Shakayla Dixon,
Okay.
an African-American manager at a local Burger King where
Okay.
you can have it your way
Right.
in
Okay.
Clinton, Mississippi, was fired,
no.
along with her son and his friends for alleged, here we go, nepotism. Dixon thought hiring her 15-year-old son, Cordarian Valentine, for the summer would be a good idea so they could earn extra money before school. Sounds like a great idea to me too, right? Valentine agreed and even brought along his friends, saying, I felt like it was a good thing because we could have really been out doing violence or shooting or killing, but we went out and worked.
Oh.
I mean, come on. When a kid says that to you, what wrong can you find in nepotism?
Well, his mama is wrong.
No.
Because let me tell you why I say that. If she was the manager of Burger King, then she should have dotted her I's and crossed her T's to make sure that this was acceptable and this could have been done.
As a manager, yes.
As a manager, you
Yes.
get what I'm saying? I'm not going to just say, oh, let me hire my kid and hope my boss thinks it's okay. I don't understand that part when
That
it comes
part.
to this story.
Right.
I mean, of course, it was a good idea, get the boys off the street, make them learn how to make money. But why would she not have done her due diligence
That's
to
my
make
question.
sure
That's a good
that this
question.
wouldn't have been a kickback?
That's a good
Because
question.
people hire their children in all over the country in a lot of different industries. But why didn't I guess she do that extra step?
To
it
like
would've been a
call corporate,
or
find
just say,
out how
hey,
does that
what
work?
are the policies? What are the procedures?
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
How do I make sure that my child really can be here so you guys don't think, you know what I mean?
I
Maybe
totally
could
know
have
what you
hired
mean.
him at another Burger King.
Or had another manager hire him at
Hire him
another. Correct.
You see what I mean?
Yes.
So I guess that's that's my biggest question about that story. I just wish she would have done her due diligence.
I know.
So it wouldn't have been this kind of kickback.
I understand,
Yeah.
and I agree with you. But at the same time, I'm so glad to hear his comment. Hey, we weren't in the streets.
Oh, absolutely.
There was no violence.
Yeah,
There's
he's a
no shooting.
positive baby.
We're working.
Yeah,
I
trying
love that.
to.
She doing something right. She
Absolutely.
might not have done her due diligence on finding out the possibilities of them working together, but she sounds like she's raising a great kid. Listen,
True.
we're going to take a short break. We will be right back. Don't y'all go nowhere. Carla's in the house for the culture. Sandra Show. Thank you so much for joining us. Y'all, I'm sitting here with our girl, Carla Jones, and we are talking about what's going on in this world that we live in today. So, more African-American women are reportedly, can I say allegedly?
Allegedly.
They are reportedly making the empowering decision to become single moms by choice. Take Ashley Hunt, for example, a black woman from Chicago, Chi-Town, who is part of a growing number of women using assisted reproductive technology to become single moms. Carla, would you become a single mom by choice?
No, not all over again.
Okay,
Not all over
the experience is the best
The
teacher.
experience is the best teacher. You see things from another perspective. It's just not fair to the child.
Thank you.
So it's very hard to tell a woman who does not have children, okay, how to go
True.
about having children.
True.
So I don't want to get into that, but I do want to say that there are a lot of things that you really need two people in a household so you
True.
can have a well-balanced, I feel like, child, or even their lifestyle, or even their emotional state. I would not choose, if knowing what I know now and what I was able to go through and what I've experienced.
Come on.
Okay? And don't get it twisted. I understand the flip side too.
Okay, because I was just going to say, you said
Do
it's
it.
not fair to the child, but
It's not.
is it fair to the child to raise a child in a home where there is no peace?
Absolutely
one
not
right there.
either.
Good one.
It's not.
Huh?
Good one.
It's literally like a catch-22. Like I
Right.
can see it on both sides. I would just tell every single mom that's doing that, just know that it's two sides of this story that you're not thinking of right now. You're never going to know until you bring that child home. You
It's
see
so
what I'm saying?
true.
There's some things that you'll never be able to answer. There's some things you'll never be able to explain.
Correct. I mean, they don't come with blueprints.
They don't.
But the intention, I believe, that God had for us
Oh, my.
is that we are family.
Right.
That we stick together.
That's the intention.
But everybody, just talking about God in general, it normally tends to keep a family together. But what if you don't believe and you don't have those guidelines that help you stay under the same roof?
Absolutely, because both people still have to be, they have to not just want to go together, they got to grow together.
Come on.
And see, that's why the divorce rate is so high. So again, I see it on both sides. I don't believe you should be in unhappy marriages with raising children, but I also, being a single mother, there are so many things that you're going to bump into that
Yes.
you're not thinking about right now as you're going and saying, oh, I'm just going to be this baby's mom. I'm going to have me a baby by myself. I could never explain it to you either, sweetie.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Come
so
on.
I'm not being a hater at all, but what I'm telling
Just
you
being
is that
real.
it's going to be
Yes.
a very rocky road, and you would need as many people as possible.
The village.
We have to get back
Yes.
to that village mentality.
Yes.
Because you're never
You can't
going
do
to
it
be
by
able
yourself.
to success. You can't do it by yourself.
You cannot do
You
it
just
by yourself.
cannot.
And I'm speaking from experience too, because you know I'm a single mom.
Right.
I've raised 3 children. My eldest son is 36. My daughter's 26. My youngest is 17.
Right.
When I tell you that's a commitment,
It is. It's a
the commitment that
lifetime
correct
commitment that
it
you
don't
never
matter.
get out of.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's
Don't think 18 and it's over.
that's not the case.
When I grew up in our home, it was kind of like, oh my God, I can't wait to turn 18. I can get out the house. But you know, you turn 18, you get out the house and you realize you still need mama, you still need daddy. And it would be great if you had 2 of them to lean into.
It would be.
Let's move on.
That's
That's
a
some
deep
insight,
one.
y'all.
Yeah,
that's a deep one. So last week, a 10-year-old young man, the biological son of rapper Lil Durk, shot his stepfather to protect his mother during a domestic dispute, possibly related to custody issues. The footage shows the stepfather arguing with the boy's mother on the sidewalk before attempting to restrain her. The boy then took a gun from Pippin's hip and aimed it at him as the argument moved into the street. Amid continued confrontation, the boy fired a single shot, causing Pippins to fall to the ground. Y'all.
Trauma. This is traumatic, and I am not trying to be dramatic or even aggressive, but what are we showing our babies? How many times has he watched the stepfather argue with the mama that he felt like as a little boy? Now, this is the thing I tell people all the time. Little boys are still men. They're protectors.
Yes.
Okay? So what was going on or has been going on in this house that this little boy said, I've got to protect my mama by
his
all
mama.
means.
Correct.
Grabs a gun, then shoots him.
Yes.
This is trauma.
Do you remember back, I don't know, maybe a year ago or a few months ago, the young man that went into the restaurant because the guy was accosting his mother, and y'all saw that?
What?
And he shot him.
Yeah.
The young boy, it was her young son, but he saw his mom in distress and he unalived the guy in there, and he got off.
Yeah, because I'm sure it was.
I don't know the word,
I don't know
but it
the
was
word,
all
but
of
I
that.
just think that it's just very traumatic, and I hate that babies, little boys, have to step into grown men's situations.
Correct.
His life will always be affected by
It
this
will
at
never
10
be
years
the
old. You
same.
see what I mean? Like, it will never be the same, and we are literally stealing our children's childhood because
Yes.
of our selfishness.
Correct.
What are you arguing
You're
like this
supposed
for
to
in
lead
front of
by
your children?
example. That's no example.
Yes.
But you know what? It's interesting, and I believe in blended families. I
do.
have a blended family. But sometimes when people step into the role of a stepfather or whatever, they don't find the same love for your child.
No,
That you
not
will
all the
ever.
time.
But sometimes men really do love that child just as much as if it were their own.
Yeah.
This particular child, to me, it's just like he just got kind of thrown to the side. This
Yes.
reminds me of Marvin Gaye and his daddy too.
Ooh,
Y'all remember?
Very true. Very
His
true.
daddy unalived him, and I believe it was jealousy.
You just don't.
It was like,
You just don't know what's going on in this house. I guess that's my thing too. There's too much tension. There's
too
too
much.
much anger.
Alpha
There's
males.
too much violence that
Yes.
is happening, and it's coming out through the child, and it's just simply not fair.
It's not fair.
It's
And
not
I will
fair.
tell y'all, at the top of the show, we said that violence is
It's
not
never-
acceptable. And we're saying it in this same story, not
Yeah.
just based on the attempted assassination of the former president, but even in our homes, in our families.
Yeah.
We've got to understand that violence and hate and anger is not the answer.
not.
I'll tell you what my sister told me, and we got to move on.
Okay.
When you get upset about something, you have a decision you need to make, something going on, take 24 hours. Walk away. Just walk away. There's no reason.
But I don't. It's that rage though. When it's
Walk away.
uncontrolled and people don't know how to articulate and use their words, I think that's another thing too. You can have the emotion, but now let me teach you what to do with that emotion.
Correct.
You get what I'm saying?
Correct. How to channel
how
it.
to channel this. I need to channel that and walking out of the situation. You're not a punk. You're not soft. You're not less than.
Actually, you're bigger.
Actually,
when
you're
you can
big-
walk away,
Yes.
oh, you're bigger.
Yes, you
you're
can.
better.
You can.
Walk away, y'all.
You can.
And when you get home and you laying there, you'll be like,
I'm past that test.
I'm past that test. So, y'all, a Philly woman, Ashley Stibbins Parker, stole a $184,000 check
What?
from her city to pay for a BBL.
This is getting out of hand.
And vacations.
Okay.
The 30-year-old is accused of stealing $184,000 pandemic relief check meant for the city of
What?
Weston. How did she cash it? Anyway, court documents
Damn,
reveal Stibbins Parker set up a fraudulent, here you go,
Here she go.
City of Weston LLC bank account in Georgia to funnel the funds back in 2021. The check issued under the Federal CARES Act was meant for Weston City Hall, but ended up in a Sandy Springs Bank of America account under the LLC's name. Y'all, she is gonna be locked. You know, this kind of remind me of what's going on with one of our commissioners.
When I tell you fraud has gone to an all-time high, like it's really ridiculous that you would steal money for people who needed the relief, who really needed the money, for you to do luxury things. BBL,
Yes, child.
vacations,
Yes.
high-end shopping sprees. Where are our morals?
Out the window.
It doesn't make any sense. And then this is your job. They got your social security number. You don't think they will watch you enough or to make
I
sure?
just want to know, are people scared of anything? Are y'all not scared? I'm so terrified of just
mean-
like little simple things.
shaking in
Like-
my boots, bro.
Oh my God, did I put the right date on that?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
man.
And then y'all just sign checks for
Big check.
$184,000 and don't
Bam.
think it's going to come back
Yeah,
and
that's-
get you?
Big. That's too much for me. I don't.
Thou shalt not steal. And see, I don't know. Maybe it has to be like grilled in you as a child because my parents sat the Ten
Man.
Commandments on my brain so
When
hard.
I tell you, it was the 10 Commandments, but it also was you reap what you sow.
That one.
That was, I mean, in my soul at 2 years old. You will reap
What you sow.
There are no secrets. So I don't understand, like again, the morals of how you can even be that bold. You did this in 2021. It's 2024 and we're talking about this. So
Child.
that means they've been tracking you.
Oh, yes. Oh, they tracking a lot of
This is-
people. That whole CARES Act and getting that money from the
Oh!
pandemic. Everybody that went out and bought a Lamborghini, bought a house, bought a car, bought a business, bought a... Everybody is going down.
They was eating. I hate it. I hate it, but it.
Listen, and sadly, y'all, let's talk about this last story before we get out of here. Former NFL star Jacoby Jones unexpectedly passed at the very young age of 40 years old in his sleep at his home in Houston. There's no cause of death that has been announced as of yet. We are sending our condolences, our love to the family and friends and everybody because he was so loved.
Absolutely.
He was huge. And even if he wasn't huge, he's human and he's young.
And he was somebody's
Oh
son.
my God, somebody's child.
Yeah.
So we are praying for y'all. May God give you comfort and peace during this really tough time. Thank you, Carla, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
It's always a pleasure.
Thank you.
To our viewers, thank y'all for tuning in. Don't y'all go nowhere because For the Culture is going to get us out of here. And the ladies of
we are.
POV are coming up next.
Come on, everybody, come on. Get up, get up. Let's just scan that QR code at the bottom of your screen. Why? Because we got so much more exclusive content for y'all right here, only on the Sisandra Show. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, and we'll catch y'all next time right here, only on the Sisandra Show.